Coming up on Spartan News Now, the results from the April 1st election have been called. How is Northbrook going to adapt?
And a Glenbrook North student is soaring to new heights. We ask her what it's like to be a young female pilot. All of this and more on this edition of Spartan News Now.
And it all starts
right now.
Hello and welcome to this new edition of Spartan News Now. I'm Sam Rosen alongside Olivia Dunn.
SNN is created for students by students. Our show covers everything Spartans care about and a lot of things you didn't know. There's so much happening around GBN this semester, so let's dive right in.
Right before we begin our show, we'd like to hand it off to Sean Miles to cover the tragic passing of a Glenbrook North student.
Thank you, Sam. I'm here in downtown Chicago, where on the early morning of April 20th, Glenbrook North Jr., Ethan Warda, sadly passed away while he was walking in the 7200 block of Southside Chicago. Police responded to a report of an unresponsive person on the ground. Firefighters arrived and brought him to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where the medical staff were unsuccessful and Ethan sadly passed. Ethan enrolled at Glenbrook North at the beginning of second semester, where he had many interactions with both staff and students. After his passing, many students posted memorials online in honor of their friend. While Ethan's death is very rare for students in this area, gun violence is all too common in the city and across the country. As a community, we will support and help those who need it the most during this time. Ethan's life and legacy will be remembered at Glenbrook North. Reporting from Chicago, I'm Sean Miles, Spartan News Now.
Thank you, Sean. Here at Glenbrook North, safety and security is of the highest priority, and at the beginning of 2025, Glenbrook North received a new student resource officer, Officer Bujak. The former SRO, Detective Pilmer, finished up his term and was moved to a different position within the police department. For current students, this is the first time they've seen a new SRO here at GBN. The SRO covers a lot of different roles. For example, if a problem arises, Officer Bujak spends time looking through the camera recordings to get unbiased information. Outside of his disciplinary duties, Officer Bujak likes to support the students of GBN by attending athletic events and fine arts performances. He's excited to trade in his blues for the green and gold to be part of our school's community.
Goal is just to hopefully make an impact without knowing I make one, right? If it's just in the halls every day and I can get, 50% of the kids to say hi to me or something like that, that's a good day. I'm not here to ruffle feathers or throw the book at anybody, but I do want to have a positive impact on the kids here.
Officer Bujak will continue serving at Glenbrook North until at least the end of 2028.
Officer Bujak has been a very friendly face at GBN and has answered all of my questions. As things continue to change and evolve at Glenbrook North, so does our Student Association Board. On April 25th, Glenbrook North students voted in 5 new board members to assume the role as the executive board for the 2025-2026 school year.
This year's board is shaking things up, starting with how they're structured. In past years, the Student Association Executive Board included 1 president and 4 vice presidents. Next year will be different. With 5 total spots on the board, all members now share the president's leadership equally.
I solicited feedback from our student association, and I got a lot of feedback, and we looked at that, and Ms. Flugie and I and the other class board sponsors all had a big discussion about it, and then we said, let's give this a try.
A big idea that I want to incorporate with SA Board is establishing a lot of incentives for kids to attend fine arts performances, sporting events, hosting raffles at games that only you can win if you're present, hosting events like post fine arts performances to help continue to collaborate between the students as well as the performers and the athletes at all these great events that GBN offers.
I've been told I'm a very positive person. I want to use that positivity to kind of motivate and excite GBN students for all kind of events.
I'm very excited to have the opportunity to be on SA Board, and I hope to make GBN the best possible place it can be.
I know we have a very strong group, and every single one of us is super excited to make GBN an engaging and accepting environment. GBN has many great students capable of so many incredible things. Next up, we pass it over to Audrey Yen to cover the Spartan Spotlight.
Thanks, Sam and Olivia. Today we look at one of our very own students here at GBN who is pursuing their passion for aviation. As a female in aviation, Asha McCon strives to achieve her aviation goals regardless of the obstacles in her path. Taking to the skies as the only GBN student planning to study aviation next year, she has a remarkable future ahead.
Imagine the sound of roaring aircraft engines, the sight of Northbrook 20,000 feet below you, and the exhilaration of flying your own plane. Well, these sights and sounds are typical for Asha after school days as an aspiring female pilot at Glenbrook North.
My favorite part of flying is the feeling. It's a feeling of doing something that, a lot of people don't get to do.
These exhilarating feelings are very uncommon among high school students, let alone girls like Asha, who have always had the dream to become pilots. Women pilots are so rare that they only account for 5% of employed pilots today.
Once I started seeing more females, being the pilot on my flight, and when I flew on a Cessna, which is a smaller plane, for the first time, and the pilot was a female, that was the first time I was like, oh, I can do this.
Well, we've been able to provide financial support for her to take flying lessons and experience what it's like to fly small aircraft and learn how to fly. Also can support her from a knowledge standpoint, being part of the industry, having gone through it myself, and understanding how aircraft operate and how airlines operate.
Asha will be going into commercial aviation at the University of North Dakota in the fall. And while it wasn't easy, both Asha and her father have overcome roadblocks and, as a result, have taken to the skies. Robbie Harris, Spartan News Now.
Asha hopes that her dreams will continue to soar far beyond the obstacles she has faced. And when Asha's not in the sky, she's on the stage practicing for the 2025 Glenbrook musical Chicago. This year, the students took the stage to perform a high school version of the iconic Broadway hit Chicago. With 4 successful performances, the cast and crew brought Chicago to life, featuring the story of Roxy Hart, Velma Kelly, and the world of crime and jazz. Over 100 students were involved, from the talented performers to the dedicated crew who made it all possible. Senior Connor Lynch, a 4-year veteran of the Glenbrook musical, took on the role of slick lawyer Billy Flynn. For Lynch, this year's show was not only a chance to reunite with friends from both schools, but also an opportunity to embrace the humor and bold energy that Chicago brings to the stage.
To rehearse with the people from South. I have a lot of friends in theater from South, and just the fact that we have this opportunity is so much fun. I love being able to, it's a little bothersome trying to get out of the parking lot to go to South right after school, but, once you're there, it's really fun to work with all of them and put a huge show together like this.
The audience gave roaring applause and positive reviews, highlighting the power of teamwork and community surrounding both Glenbrook schools. Now, handing it back over to Olivia and Sam for the next segment of our show.
Thanks, Audrey. As our community celebrates the success of the Glenbrook musical, there is so much happening around town that goes unnoticed.
That's right. Something that didn't go unnoticed was the latest round of Northbrook Village elections. As most of you know, there were 2 slates of candidates competing to represent the community as village trustees. Ultimately, the Northbrook caucus prevailed over the Northbrook-focused candidates. As a result of the election, caucus incumbent Catherine Cecil was re-elected village president. In addition, Joey Boniellen, Michelle Kolar were re-elected, and Matt Cassidy was newly elected to the role of trustee. The 7-member board oversees public policy, financial oversight, and strategic planning, as well as addressing important local issues as they arise. The new board members will officially be sworn in on May 13th. Mr. Cassidy and Ms. Kolar both say they learned a lot from the election process, including hearing the sentiments of some of Northbrook Focus was proposing and want to help all of Northbrook come together for a positive future.
So for me, I took away 2 main things from the April election. The first thing that was very clear to me is that people want to be more engaged with village government. And so I think having an opportunity to look at new ways that we can get the public involved is really important.
Sometimes it can be a little annoying right now because of the traffic it causes, but there's a beautification process and there's work going on in downtown that I think will set the table for the existing businesses and future businesses to make downtown more appealing. I would like to see smart economic growth while maintaining the character of the village that is appealing for a lot of people and why they live here.
And with that, we reached the end of our show. To see more of what we do here on Spartan News Now or any of our GBN Broadcasting productions, follow us on our social media at GBN Broadcasting or visit our website, gbnbroadcasting.com.
Alongside Sam Rosen, I'm Olivia Dunn. Thanks to our production staff across the school for helping us put this show together. And we thank you for watching this edition of Spartan News Now.